Ladies and gentlemen, the man in black, Johnny Cash.
In a southern town where I was born, that's where I got my education. I worked in the fields and I walked in the woods and I wondered at creation. I recall the sun in a sky of blue and the smell of green things growing and the seasons change and I lived each day by the way the wind was blowing. Then I heard of a cultured city life, breathtaking lofty steeples, and the day I called myself a man, I left my land and my people, and I rambled north and I rambled east, and I tested and I tasted, and a girl or two took me round and round, but always left me wasted in a world that's all concrete and steel, with nothing green ever growing, where the buildings hide the rising sun and they block the free wind from blowing, where you sleep all day and you wake all night to a world of drink and laughter. I met that girl that I was sure would be the one that I was after. Jim Soldier. In a soft blue gown and a formal tux, beneath that lofty steeple, he said, "Do you, Barbara, take this man? Will you be one of his people?" And she said, "I will," and she said, "I do." And the world looked mighty pretty, and we lived in a fancy downtown flat, 'cause she loved the noisy city. But the days grew cold beneath a yellow sky, and I longed for green things growing, and I talked at home and my people there, but she'd not agree to go. Then her hazel eyes turned away from me with a look that wasn't pretty, and she turned into concrete and steel, and she said, "I'll take the city." Now the cars go by on the interstate, and my pack is on my shoulder, but I'm going home where I belong, much wiser now and older.
John, is this your new record?
Well, this song is a Guy Clark song from my album, Johnny Cash is Coming to Town. It's a heavy metal song, but it's not about heavy metal. It's about a caterpillar operator called Heavy Metal Don't Mean Rock and Roll to Me.
All right, let's hear it for Johnny Cash.
Some days I think this old machine is out to get me. Some days she does what I tell her. It's like dancing with a widowmaker 40 hours a week. I'm talking about a big old D10 Caterpillar. I don't know why I like to drive them like I do. It ain't nothing but about 175,000 pounds of steel. Could be the money, babe. Could be the power. Could be I love the way it feels. Could be I love the way it feels. But you know she's mighty unforgiving, so you gotta pay attention, 'cause the D10 can be the death of you. Well, I get her all fired up and I can feel it in my soul, and it's hard to tell just who's driving who. I could move Alaska all the way to Peru. I could bulldoze a beeline from here to Beirut. I could push the Rocky Mountains into the sea, you know. Heavy metal don't mean rock and roll to me. Day mule skinner driving 10,000 mules, and I say a little prayer every day. Lord, just let me get her turned around without falling off of this mountain. You know the boss man don't like us treating his D10 that way. I don't know why I like to drive him like I do. It ain't nothing but about 175,000 pounds of steel. Could be the money, babe, could be the power, could be I love the way it feels. 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 Feels good, yeah.
This is no time to go to the John. All the Johns are right here. They're going to sing a song together, a Woody Guthrie song, and Johnny Cash. I understand this is a true story.
This is from our album, The Highwayman. Johnny Rodriguez was on that album as well on this song. Yeah, I understand it is a true story. Woody Guthrie wrote this about a plane crash in was it Los Gatos Canyon? Los Gatos Canyon. Taking a plane load of Mexicans back after they worked for whatever they could get in this country. It's one of those old stories about maltreatment of aliens.
All right.
It's called Deportee. Woody Guthrie's words, I'm not sure whose melody it is.
So this, being a Woody Guthrie song, it's an old song.
Yes, it is.
Johnny Cash and Johnny Rodriguez.
And the peaches are rotten, the oranges are packed in the creosote dump. They're flying them back to the Mexican border to save all their money, then wait back again.
My father's own father, he waded that river. Others before him have done just the same. They died in the hills and they died in the valley. Some went to heaven without any name. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita. Adios mi amigo, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be Deportee. Some of us are illegal and others not wanted. Our work contract's out and we have to move on. 600 miles to the Mexican border. They chase us like rustlers, like outlaws, like thieves. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita. Adios mi amigo, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the The sky plane caught fire over Los Gatos Canyon. A fireball of thunder, it shook all the hills. Who were all of these dear friends scattered like dry leaves? The radio said they were just deportees. Adios, amigo, goodbye, Rosalita. Adios, mi amigo, Jesus y Maria. No have a name, but you ride the big piano, and all they les van a poner deportees. Adiós, amigo Juan, adiós, amigo Juan, adiós, Rosalita, adiós, mi amigo, Jesús y María. No tendrá ningún nombre en aquel aeroplano. El nombre que les van a poner va a ser Deportees.
Hey, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, get a rock and roll feeling in your bones. Tap on your toes and get gone, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, little shoeshine boy never gets low down, but he's got the dirtiest job in town, bending low at the people's feet on a windy corner of the dirty street. Well, I asked him while I shined my shoes how to keep from getting the blues. Grinned as he raised his little head, he popped the shoeshine rag, and then he said, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, a jumpy rhythm makes you feel so fine. It'll shake all your trouble from your worried mind. Get a rhythm. When you get the blues, Bobwood. Get a rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, it only costs a dime, just a nickel a shoe, does $1 million worth of good for you. Get a rhythm. When you get the blues. Well, I sat down to listen to the shoeshine boy, and I thought I was going to jump with joy. Slapped on the shoe polish left and right, he took his shoeshine rag and he held it tight. He stopped once to wipe the sweat away and said, you mighty little boy to be a-working that way. Said, I like it with a big wide grin. He kept on popping and he said again, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, it only costs a dime, just a nickel a shoe, does $1 million worth of good for you. Get a rhythm. When you get the